Good morning, students. So we have already started the chapter recursion. Now last day I told you about few concept of recursion. Today I will tell you how the recursion works. But before that, let me show you one example that will make the recursion more clear. Now recursion means what? Recursion means calling the function again and again, means calling the same function again and again. Here you can see one example, that is from main we are calling the function cars, and whenever we are in cars we are calling the function cars again and again. So this type of function calling is known as recursion. Now here is an example of recursion, that is factorial. Now factorial, I think you all know, that is to find suppose I want to find factorial 4. So 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. I want to find factorial 5. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That means factorial of n equals to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 up to 1. Okay. Now here I am doing a factorial and I am just calling this number, int number equals to 4, and I am calling this factorial function. See here. Now as I am calling factorial function with 4, so the factorial function will be called with 4. Now see here the working. The factorial function will be called with 4. Okay. Now inside the factorial function what happens? If n not equal to 0, then again a function call. So n, that is my 4, is not equal to 0. So again we are calling factorial of 3. Now factorial of 3, here n is 3. So n is again not equal to 0. So again we are calling factorial of 2. Now factorial of 2, n is 2. N is again not equal to 0. So I am again calling factorial of 1. Now here n is 1, but here it is written that if n not equals to 0, then factorial of n minus 1. So again called by factorial of 0. Now it is told that if n equals to 0, then return 1. So factorial of 0 will return where? To this function. So in this position, so it will become 1. Okay. Now it will return 1 into 1 to where? In this function where it has been called. Okay. Now this thing is 2 into 1, that it will return 2. So 2 into 1 will be returned where? In this factorial of 3. Okay. Now it will return 3 into 2. So it will return where? It will return 3 into 2 into factorial of 4. Now factorial of 4 will return 4 into 6, that is 24, and the value gets printed here. It will be stored in the result and the result will be printed. So this is how the recursion is working. Now I am giving you an example from the book only. But before that, let me tell you that when a recursion means calling the function again and again. Now how long a function can be called? Because we don't have infinite amount of memory. So there must be somewhere where we should stop. So it is sometimes called the terminating case or the base case. That means a terminating condition where we have to stop. In the previous case we have seen n equals to 1. So we are stopping there. when n equals to 0. Okay, we are returning a value 1, otherwise we are returning something in terms of the function. Okay, now in the previous example I am showing you here the previous example in the book example only. Okay, that is we are calling the compute function from the run method, but whenever there is a function call, we are storing this function into a program stack. Now all of you just open page number 430 and 431 so that the function will be in front of your eyes and you can see the program stack. Now see, initially we are just calling the method run and we don't have anything in the result file. Fine. Now the run method in turn calls compute with a value parameter 4. So compute 4 will be pushed into the stack with n equals to 4. Now there is a recursive call n into compute n minus 1. So 4 into compute 3. So it will return, means it will not return, it will again call compute 3 and this thing will be pushed into the stack again. Okay. Now within compute 3, as 3 is not equal to 1, so there is again a recursive call to compute 2 and compute 2 will be pushed into the stack, and for the same reason compute 1 will be pushed into the stack. Now when compute 1 is called the value of n is 1 and here it is also 1, so compute 1 will return 1. Now after returning, compute 1 will be removed from the stack, that is popped from the stack, and where it will return the value, it will return the value to compute 2. See, then the condition of stack will be like this. Now compute 2 will compute the value and it will return the result to compute 3 because compute 3 called compute 2. Okay. Now compute 2 is popped from the stack. So again we are calculating the value in compute 3 and compute 3 is again popped from the stack and the value is returned to compute 4. Okay. Now the value that came from compute 3, with the help of that value, the value of compute 4 is calculated in the else part, that is 4 into compute 3, whatever is given in compute 3, it is given 6, I think. So 24 is returned to result and the compute 4 will be popped from the stack. Result is in the run method. Now run method is only there in the stack. Now in the run method we have seen a line system.out.println result. So run method will print the result in result variable and it will be popped out from the stack. So this is the way how recursion works. Thank you.